Everyone, I'm doing this video for my Creativity and Innovation class. This is my first video of the semester, so let's get started. All right, so my name is Emma. I grew up in Wisconsin, but I moved here to Florida about 3 years ago now, and I'm definitely a Florida girl at heart. I love the sunshine, I love the beach, and I do not like the Wisconsin snow anymore, so I'm definitely happy to be here. I'm a marketing major here at USF, and I will graduate in the summer, which I am super excited for. Though I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with my life, but we're on the right track with graduating. So I worked at a restaurant for about 3 years now. It's a little breakfast restaurant. Super cute, and I love it, and it does great for the meantime. I recently started an internship at a law firm, which I'm super excited about. We do kind of estate planning, things like that, so it's very exciting, a new experience, which is nice. My hobbies involve I go to the gym. I just started painting, which is really fun. And as you can see on this side over here, I have a bookshelf back there, so I love to read. I read all the time. I honestly learned so much from this first module. Before reading this module, I was definitely a culprit to the myths that are about creativity. I definitely was one that would think of an artist, such as a painter, a drawer, a singer, songwriter, anything like that as the creative group of people. I did not realize that it can be someone like me, someone who doesn't necessarily show those abilities, and that it can be someone like a scientist, a mathematician, a CEO as well, someone who works in technology. So all that was kind of mind-blowing to me because creativity is within anything that you do. And it's also not easy, which also is another myth that I kind of sort of believed. But the more I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, you're right. Creativity is not easy. It's hard to represent yourself through painting, through anything like that. Even one example that I can think of was my home. All of the walls on my home, they're kind of blank because it's hard to show things that I like, things that I like to do. It's hard. So that was another thing that I learned, kind of mind blowing. I was also shocked to learn the 4 C's of creativity. I did not know it was that complex that you could break it down into 4 different sections. So that was pretty cool. And the other thing that honestly was probably my biggest takeaway from this module was it was in the video of the creative brain. The narrator was talking about a novelist named Michael Chabon, and Michael Chabon said that originality is nonsense, which I was shook. I was like, no, creativity is all about originality. No. So it's actually, which I really liked this quote, it was what we create is unique because of our life experiences are unique. So it's not actually the originality part of creativity, it's more of like what you influence it by your experiences. So that was super cool and unique to me, which I really enjoyed. All right, so things I learned about myself personally. I used to say that I am not creative or I'm not artistic all the time, all the time. So I was wrong about that. I will be the first to say. I now can say from the first module that I think I am a creative person, whether that be from my time management, choosing an outfit, the way I speak, and how I cook dinner each night. Like I don't necessarily follow a recipe. I kind of just do as I please. And so that in a way makes me creative, which I thought was really, really cool. And another thing that I learned is that I work at a restaurant. I don't think that's like before I did this module, I didn't think it's creative. If I'm being honest, I was like, nah, what I do is not creative. But it is. It is. Like I have to problem solve. I have to say we run out of orange juice or something at my breakfast place. I have to think of a creative way to please the customer while also telling them the bad news that we don't have orange juice. It's something as simple as that. So I think that's really cool that I learned that I can no longer say that I'm not a creative person because I am. So I'm hoping in the future to do some sort of marketing. I'm not really sure exactly what it's going to be yet, but hopefully it's within the realm of the field. So I have learned that creativity is crucial, especially within marketing, because you need to meet consumers' needs. And there's so many different types of people, so many different varieties of identities from different generations, from different geographic regions, and just different personalities within the world. But you need to be able to, as a company, meet their needs through your products and services, which is a really difficult task to do. So creativity comes into marketing through the different types of advertisements that you do, the different types of sales techniques that you use, and especially within digital marketing, which is probably the easiest to see your creativity through. Social media is a big aspect of marketing these days. You need to have a personality of your social media to show that your company can relate to the consumers. And another big one is your website. That's like your brand stamp kind of to say of your company. You need to be able to have a good website, a good creative, unique um, display of what you offer as a company. So those are the big things that where creativity comes into play within marketing, and which I'll probably see in my future. So there's going to be a lot of skills that I need for my future career if it's within marketing. One of those is defer judgment. We did this activity within the book, and I really was inspired by it. I honestly sometimes can jump to conclusions, as a lot of people do, and it made me realize that I need to take a minute and I need to think about what I'm going to say. I need to think about how I'm going to react, and maybe it needs to be different than what I was going to initially do. So that involves like listening skills as well. I need to really listen to what people are saying and really think of a pause for like 5 seconds and think of a response that's going to be the utmost quality to the person that I'm going to respond to. So those are the big skills that I'll learn or need to work on and use. Another one that I found really interesting was actually within the Creative Rising article that we were given to in this module. It was all about being proactive and not reactive. So the example that they used in there was that Barnes & Noble kind of didn't copy Amazon, but the Amazon had obviously the Kindle out. It's been out for years. And Barnes & Noble was reactive to that, and they created their own version of the Kindle. But consumers, they weren't having it because they already were, oh, that's old news. Amazon already has a Kindle. We don't really care about that. So they were reactive in that, and they were, as the quote says, why didn't we think of that? That's what Barnes & Noble was thinking. And I never want to be someone to say, why didn't I think of that? So that is going to be a skill I'm going to work on. I'm going to be proactive and not reactive. The thing that I think is going to help me utilize and develop my creative skills the most is to always remember, almost like self-affirmations, is to always remember that I am creative. Tell myself that I'm creative and remind myself that I'm actually a creative human being. And so I've learned, obviously, in this module that every aspect of my life can be creative and is creative. So I just need to remember that. I remember that even the cooking that I do, the time management, everything is creative. I just need to remember that, and then I can reuse those skills. One of the other things that I think will help me utilize and develop my creative skills is to journal. I don't journal. I really haven't ever journaled, but I think it'll help me reinforce the things that I've learned and come up with new ideas and help me be that proactive person instead of the reactive person. And if you guys remember from the first day of class, we watched a motivational video that was all about that there's not going to be a right time to be creative. There's not going to be a right place. You're not always going to have that fancy office, the fancy notebook or computer. That you just need to do it. You just need to make that conscious decision to create. And so I really am going to work on that to help develop my skills. I'm going to make that decision that I'm going to be creative, that I'm going to create. And these are my citations that I used for this project throughout the module. All right, and that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I hope you have a wonderful day.